Hey friends, I'm really glad you're here. My name is Shanaya Gordon, and I am a mindfulness and restorative practices instructor. Before we settle in, I just want to remind you that this space is yours. If anything I offer doesn't feel good, you can adjust it, skip it, or simply come back to your breath. As we begin, I invite you to begin by taking some deep belly breaths, grounding into this moment. And when you are ready and at your own pace, I invite you to begin with some gentle neck up and downs. I invite you to sit tall in your chair with your feet hip width apart. Inhale and gently look up. Exhale and gently look down, dropping your head. Please be very gentle with your neck exercises. Focus on slow and gentle movements. Checking in with your torso, keeping it lifted, isolating the movement to the head and neck. Inhale, look up. Exhale, look down. A little tip about breathing. When you inhale through your nose and exhale through the mouth, you cool and calm your body. If you inhale through your nose and exhale through your nose, you build steam and strength and warmth. When you feel complete in this movement, you can return your head to center and rest. Moving on to our next movement, I invite you into the neck, right and lefts. Please inhale and look to the left. Exhale and look to the right. You can also inhale and exhale, turning and returning to center, and then going to the other side. Whatever feels best for you. Turn your head as far to one side as you can on the inhale. Then turn it as far as you can to the other side on the exhale. Remembering to keep our movements gentle and slow because our necks are very delicate. Moving at your own pace and rhythm. When you feel complete with this movement, you can return to center and rest. In this next movement, we will be incorporating the rest of our spine with seated cat and cows. I invite you to sit tall with your feet hip width apart, firmly planted on the floor. Begin to work your shoulders and upper back by inhaling and lifting the chest and sticking your hips out behind you. Lift your gaze, open your chest, and gently squeeze your shoulder blades together. On the exhale, round your back, scoop your belly in, curl your tailbone under while pulling your chin to your chest. Remembering when your chest is open, you inhale. When your back is rounded, you exhale. Cat and cow is often one of the very first movements in yoga because it involves expanding and contracting the body. It reminds us to balance everything out and work the front and back body. Taking this at your own pace, continue to flow with your breath. Begin to breathe deeply and return to neutral. Take a rest and we will bring a little more movement into this next part. I invite you to move at your own pace, but slow enough to be careful not to become lightheaded. I invite you to sit tall, planting your feet firmly into the earth. Inhale, using the strength in your legs to stand up. On the exhale, sit back down. Inhale, stand up. Exhale, sit back down. If this is something that doesn't make sense for you or your body, please just focus on your breath, or maybe you can imagine yourself doing the movement. That is also yoga. It's the subtleties that make the most impact. Take this for a few more rounds of breath, returning to a seated posture when you are ready. For this next part, I invite you to get a second chair, or you can move to where a desk or something that you can put your head on, your arms in your head. I invite you to start seated in the middle or the front of the chair with both feet firmly planted on the floor. Using the second chair or table for support, lean forward, keeping your back as flat as possible. You can place your elbows and forehead on the chair or the desk you've chosen for support, allowing your back to round slightly. This is a supported forward fold. The forward bends are great for decompressing the spine and the mind. Checking in with the breath, inhaling and exhaling. Whenever you want to really let go or need some brain drain, you can take a forward fold. Maybe you can notice immediately the amount of tension you carry in your back. I invite you to use this time to truly decompress. Notice what you are feeling in your body. Maybe notice the activity in your mind without judgment. Maybe we can notice what we are holding on to that doesn't belong to us. And maybe you can let go of that. When you are ready, I invite you to inhale, and on the exhale, use the chosen support to raise yourself back up to an upright posture. I welcome you to prepare for our next movement. You can remove the second chair or move to your original position from the beginning of practice. I invite you to sit tall with your feet hip-width distance apart. You can use one hand to hold the side of the chair for support, while please inhaling to lift the opposite arm up alongside your ear with the palm facing inward. On your exhalation, start to slowly lean to the opposite side. Remember to keep the opposite side of the body grounded. Remember, you prop the hand that is down on the chair for support or on your thigh. We can hold here for a few breath cycles, going deeper into the side bend without losing traction on either side. Keep both hips firmly planted into your seat. I invite you to check in with the torso. Are you still keeping a flat back? Bending specifically from your side? You can inhale to rise back up, to sit and repeat on the other side. Take these rounds with your breath cycle at your own pace. And at the point where you feel complete and even on both sides, you can return to neutral in your seat. Maybe taking a few deep breaths, grounding yourself back into the neutral position, preparing for your next posture. On this next round, I invite you to stand up, and while using the chair for stability, bend your knee. The knee does not have to come to your nose, but you can aim for your nose with the point of your knee. Inviting you to inhale and extend the leg long behind you. Exhale, bring the knee in, tuck inward towards your nose. Knee to nose is a great way to begin working your hips. Taking these along with your breath. Inhale, extend. Exhale, fold in. At the point where you feel complete with these movements, I invite you to return back to your seat, and maybe you can return back to your breathing in a neutral form. Getting ready for our next posture, I invite you to heel raises. Please stand behind the back of the chair. Place both feet on the ground firmly, placing both hands on the chair for support. Please inhale and raise your heels off the floor. Exhale and lower the heels to the floor. Pairing this movement with the breath is what makes it more than just a movement. It makes it yoga. Maybe notice where your mind is. Are you still present in your body and in this moment? If not, that's perfectly fine. Gently invite yourself back into the moment. And as you complete this, you can return to your seat, maybe taking a moment as we prepare for the next part. Next, we have puppy dog variation. After practicing balance, it's good to stretch and release your lower back. I invite you to begin by facing the front of your chair, using your hands on the seat for support. Begin to kneel down one knee at a time. Slide palms forward to rest forearms on the chair, spine straight. Maintain a straight spine aligned with your head parallel to the ground. You can also rest your head on the chair. This can possibly feel really good for you or uncomfortable. Follow what it is you need for your body. And in our last and final position, we will transition into Shavasana with the chair support. You can find yourself coming to lay on your back, and then you can find your legs up onto the chair. I invite you to relax. Feel yourself melt into your mat or the rug or the earth. Take a moment to take some deep breaths while melting into the earth, thinking about all the effort you have put in today during this practice. Maybe you can extend some gratitude to yourself for showing up. Showing up without perfection. Showing up without expectations. Just showing up. Take a minute to think about all the ways this practice has supported you. Maybe you notice how you feel. Is it different than when you first started the practice? How does your body feel? Rest in the knowing that you are inherently valuable, and all you have to do is show up. Sometimes we can be really hard on ourselves. Maybe we can try to counter that with being really kind to ourselves and really extending grace to ourselves. May you feel whole. May you feel grounded. And may your efforts be sufficient. And as this practice comes to a close, maybe you start to wiggle your toes and your fingers, or maybe you stay exactly where you are. I am sending you so much love. Thank you for showing up today. It's been an honor. And until next time, friends.